Good Friday morning, everybody, into the Memorial Day weekend. I'm Chris Allen here on the Sam Channel, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, all sponsored by Ace. Ace, it's hard to do this when it's like you're looking at yourself. Maybe I should just look here and do this. That's better. Ace Hardware Marketplace. I'll be acing it today at the Ace Hardware Marketplace in Franklin. It's a Franklin Friday. More on that in just a minute. So you can get a weather radio here as we head into Memorial Day weekend, which weather wise, it's going to be quiet, very quiet. There may be some clouds and maybe some showers for some of you that live east of Bowling Green, maybe Sunday afternoon. It's not going to be much. And then as we get on into the middle of next week, but right now, look at that. Beautiful. It's going to be a gorgeous day again. The reason why you can see the rivers and the lakes, especially the land between the lakes, Lake Barkley, Kentucky Lake, Tennessee River, all of that is because the skies are crystal clear this morning and temperatures starting in the 50s. Some in the low 50s. Oh, it feels so good. And it's all because of that cold front that you see there south of Middle Tennessee, almost near Alabama at this hour. That front passed through yesterday morning around this time, shifted our winds from the north and east, and has brought in delightful, pleasant, less humid air. And that air is going to stay with us throughout the upcoming holiday weekend. So all weekend long, you're going to be able to be outside and not have to, struggle to breathe and struggle to be active and do stuff outside. It's just going to be nice. We're going to start out 70s like we did yesterday. We hit 80 officially at the airport for a brief time, but for the majority of the day, we were in the upper 70s, and most of you were in the upper 70s yesterday, but we hit 80, just 1 degree shy of the average of 81. That gives you kind of a preview of what's to come over the next several days through the weekend. Very little, if any, chance of seeing a shower. It's really going to be one of the better Memorial Day weekends that we've had in a long time. Here's proof of that with the 10-day blender. You can see we go upper 70s. Yeah, we might hit 80, but it's going to be a less humid 80. It's going to be very comfortable today. Bit of a breeze like yesterday that feels pretty nice out of the north and east. And the same thing goes for Saturday. Then Sunday, we have a disturbance that's going to move through. And that system that I showed you yesterday and the day before affecting the southeastern United States and the Atlantic, southern Atlantic, it's going to try to push some moisture our direction. Not a lot. That's why I'm including a small chance of a shower on Sunday afternoon, but it also cools us down with the clouds only to around 70. Some parts of eastern Kentucky on Sunday may not make it out of the upper 60s with the cloud cover and rain. I'll explain more in a minute. But then we'll look what happens. That system moves away, and the heat is on, as Glenn Fry would say, all next week. Final few days of May and the first few days of June, hot. Hot, but not scorching. Upper 80s to low 90s, and more humidity will be coming back. It's going to be close to summer officially after all, so get ready for it. But at least it's not this weekend. I mean, some of you may want it that warm, but this weekend, the unofficial beginning of summer, unofficial. We always delineate that Memorial Day weekend, unofficial start to summer. At least we're not going to have 90s in here. It's going to feel pretty good. Feels pretty good right now. Here's a look at the Kentucky Mesonet Network. As of 5 a.m. this morning, we have, look at those 40s. in the northern and central parts of Kentucky. Then we start to see some low 50s, low to mid 50s across southern Kentucky, except for Burkesville down near the Cumberland River, 47. That feels extra nice, a little chilly. Look, 48 in Butler County, Morgantown. Then you see low to some mid 50s out west. Very nice. Very, very nice. Extra nice this morning. Okay, let's take a look at the model map, and I'll show you when to expect maybe a little bit of rain. It's not going to be a lot. Remember, it's not going to be much because it's not a cold front coming through. It's a disturbance that has some tropical nature to it that's sitting off the coast of the Carolinas. There you see the rain already this morning off of, Savannah, Georgia, and parts of South Carolina. And it's going to be pushing our direction. How close it comes, though, is what remains to be seen. So here we go. Now, you can see that over the Cumberland Plateau today and over just east of Nashville, where it starts to get a little more hilly. That's why it's the Cumberland Plateau. You get a little bit of lift and maybe a daytime shower, thunderstorm in that direction. But today, that's about it. Then that dies off. Watch this low pressure system. Here it is. It's going to throw this moisture back into the Carolinas and eventually right over Appalachia, Smokies, Blue Ridge Mountains, and so forth and so on. So let's watch this as it pulls that moisture in tomorrow. And then we get into Sunday. Now, this is where the models are hinting that because of the low pressure system then being about, close to Savannah, it's going to be, throwing in that moisture a little bit more, and some of it may begin to overrun the higher mountains. And in that case, they're putting in a little better chance of eastern Kentucky, southeastern Kentucky, and maybe even a sliver of south central Kentucky getting some showers here. But as this low begins to then pull away, this is like late Sunday into Monday, it's not actually going to come over the area. It will skim through the Carolinas. It will still try to throw some of that Atlantic moisture our direction. How much of that makes it over the hills and the mountains, it remains to be seen, but I'm going to include about a 10% chance of a shower on Sunday afternoon and evening with a few more clouds. And then Monday, we should be fine for your actual Memorial Day. But have to include it just in case. But as you see, it starts to move away, dissipate a little bit more. There's going to be some lingering showers, mostly north of us from that system, but it will soon just take a path off to the northeast and be away from us. So, most of your holiday weekend is going to be just fine. It'll be dry, it'll be less humid, temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s. Even your Memorial Day will be that way. Just factor in that Sunday, there might be a shower for some of you, especially if you live along and east of Interstate 65. Some of the models are in disagreement with that. Not everybody is locking into that as a sure bet, but I just want you to know it just in case you're planning an outing or a cookout or something, and all of a sudden it's like, why is it raining? Where did this shower? Where did this thunderstorm come from? I thought it wasn't supposed to do that. It's not going to be for everybody. Okay, you'll be the only ones that know that though, because I told you so. All right, here we go. Frontal boundary to the south, as you saw on the satellite. Now we're under this big dome of high pressure. And this is why the low that's off the coast here is not going to succeed very much at all in ruining our Memorial Day plans. Here is this afternoon with a little frothy little straw here with the remnants of that little system that came through yesterday. Here is the offshore low that has that tropical nature. Rain will begin. Thunderstorms from east coast of Florida, east coast of southeast coast of Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. That will begin to spread even more on Saturday. Here's Saturday afternoon, and then into Sunday. Yeah, see, now this paints it just about to I-65, pretty much, and very light rain. The heavier stuff is going to stay in the Carolinas, maybe over toward Bristol, Tennessee. They'll get some heavier rain out of this, maybe some thunderstorms here Sunday afternoon into Monday. We're back to high pressure. Tuesday, looking good. Wednesday, a little trough, a little straw tries to get going, but high pressure is still in control. And into Thursday next week. I mean, there may be some late day showers because of the circulation around the high pressure may bring in a little daytime, heating shower, afternoon shower, then it fades away after dark. But this is not going to be much of anything. Keep your outdoor plans. Enjoy this Memorial Day weekend. And of course, let us not forget the reason that we're honoring this weekend and remembering this weekend. I do want you not to forget, and this is why I have my Ace shirt on today. I'll be in Franklin. It's a Franklin Friday here on this finally Friday and the beginning of Memorial Day weekend. Franklin Ace Hardware Marketplace today, noon to 2, to sell and program NOAA weather radios. Even though the weather is not going to be bad this weekend, you want to have a weather radio with you when it happens. When it happens. And here's the thing, it could happen in the middle of the night like we saw back in December of 21. Remember that? Who can forget? This is why you need a weather radio, because in the middle of the night, you're not going to know. You're going to be in bed. You may hear the wind blowing, rain. You may hear hail. You hear thunder. You see lightning. But how bad is that storm? Is it severe? Is it going to produce wind damage? Is it going to produce a tornado at 2 o'clock in the morning, like December of 21? That's a great reminder that you need something that's going to wake you up. Even if your power goes off, the batteries that Ace Hardware donates into your radio today will keep your radio running even after the power goes off. And like I mentioned the other day, this is your indoor warning siren. Everybody wants outdoor warning sirens. You don't need that. It's good to have as a backup. But if you want something that's in your house and will wake you up out of a deep sleep to let you know trouble's coming, this is what you need. $38.99 plus tax. And then, as I mentioned, Ace throws in the batteries so that I can program it for where you live. Today, noon to 2, come see me in Franklin. And any of you living in northern Middle Tennessee, you can come see me and I can program your weather radio for Sumner County, Robertson County, Cheatham, even Davidson. It doesn't matter. Whatever northern Tennessee county you live in, I can drive up to Franklin. It's not that far. And I can take care of you today, noon to 2, Ace Hardware Marketplace in Franklin. All right, headed to the radio station to do the morning show 6 to 10. And in the meantime, let's all spend moments of time this weekend, not just being out there and celebrating Memorial Day. That's just my printer going off, by the way. Just take a moment to remember and honor those who have fought and gave their lives for our country and for our freedom. I take that very seriously, and it's very important that we not lose sight of what Memorial Day is for. They fought and died so we could have this weekend and all the other freedoms that we have and liberties to live in America. All right. God bless you all. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you on the radio.